Hello everyone, a warm greetings from Bhutan. Today I'm going to talk about a unique journey that we undertook in managing free roaming dog population in Bhutan through a project called Nationwide Accelerated Dog Population Management and Rabies Control Program. This project was implemented in close collaboration with our partner, Desung Organization, which is a voluntary organization in Bhutan. To set the context of my presentation, I'll briefly talk about the dog population management and rabies control initiative that was undertaken in the past. Dates back to 1980, where free roaming dogs were shot and poisoned, which eventually evolved to conducting small scale sterilization and vaccination program. And at some point in time, the government also impounded dogs by building pounds across the country. And in 2009, we had a collaboration with an NGO from the US, Human Society International. This collaboration lasted for 9 years. And during this collaboration, we sterilized and vaccinated around 95,000 dogs. However, all these initiatives couldn't bring the intended outcome, uh, largely because some of these interventions were not widely accepted by the communities. Some were very small in scale, and some were associated with a sustainability issue as well as it compromised animal welfare. So in 2020, dog population management came as a strong component of one of the national flagship program, and the main objective of this program was to uh, sterilize at least 90% of the free roaming dog population in each administrative district of Bhutan. As we were in the implementation phase in 2021, we received an audience from His Majesty the King, where we were directed to devise swift, compassionate, and effective intervention measures to tackle issues related to growing dog population. And during this audience led to the birth of the NADPM and RCP. After the audience, we came out of the throne room and we took a picture. And what was astonishing was that there was a formation of a rainbow, and near to it there was a cloud formation that resembled a dog. So, given that we are a nation that places significance on such auspicious omens, we thought this was a right time, opportune moment to implement this activity. So, right after that, the core group members started drafting the blueprint for the program. And the main objective of this program were to achieve 100% sterilization coverage, ensure responsible dog ownership, manage feral dog population, eliminate dog-mediated human rabies by 2030, aligning to the global goal, and also to conserve the native breed of Bhutan. So as we were planning, we could foresee two major challenges, one being the HR capacity and other being the availability of medicine, equipment, and consumables. So to address the issue of limited human resources, we planned on-the-job training where we trained around 1,500 officials. 1,111 were Desum volunteers, 321 were livestock officials, and 18 of them were foresters. So during this training, we imparted skills on dog sterilization, dog catching, post-operative care, and vaccination, as well as withholding. Um, an important aspect of this project was the continuous guidance and blessings from His Majesty the King and the government. So during the OGT training in Kabesa, we received an audience from His Majesty the King and uh, the then Prime Minister, His Excellency Dr. Lodetsering. So once we have trained the human resources, we moved on to making sure that there is a continuous and adequate supply of quality veterinary medicines, equipment, and consumables. So, moving from the conventional way of procurement, we embarked on direct procurement processes where we procured specialized medicines from uh, countries like Australia, Thailand, Denmark, and the US. So, after making sure that we have adequate trained human resource and adequate consumables, then the next uh, activity in line was setting the baseline. So we conducted a 2 days nationwide survey of free roaming dog population. So during this survey, we cited around 70,621 dogs, of which 26,951 were owned free roaming dogs and 45,670 were unowned free roaming dogs. So from this, we estimated that the target population for sterilization was 44,390. Once all these were set, on the 29th March 2022, we launched the program. The program launch was graced by His Excellency, the Prime Minister, Dr. Lord Tithering. And after the launch, the program was implemented in different phases. The different phases were the nationwide sterilization campaign, mopping campaign, and combing campaign. The mopping campaign took care of the dogs that were left unneutered during the nationwide sterilization program, and then combing campaign took care of the dogs that were missed out during the nationwide campaign and the mopping campaign. So once these campaigns were over, we opened the application for putting up their claims on achievement of 100% sterilization and free roaming dogs. So the protocol that we used for sterilizing was catch, sterilize, vaccinate, withhold, and release protocol. So what differs from the conventional protocol is that we have an addition of a withholding step where dogs were withheld in a withholding facility at least for 24 hours, and depending upon their health status, they were released. And this is a picture depicting a typical field clinic setup. We had provision of space for registration, pre-surgery preparation, surgery, and then recovery kennel. And one of the keys to the success of this program was the support from stakeholders. And to garner that, we undertook several rounds of stakeholder consultation meetings with the local government, with collaborating partners, animal welfare organizations, and non-governmental organizations, as well as our field implementers. And this picture shows a typical scenario of a clinic where how dogs are managed, how they are sterilized, and how these dogs are taken care, including at the withholding facility. And this picture shows the process involved in registering and microchipping pet dogs. And what needed the most as the program dragged on for 2 years was the motivation. So to motivate the staff on the field, several visits by ministers, secretaries, directors, as well as core groups members were made, and the field officials were motivated to achieve their intended outcome. And once all the districts have achieved 100% sterilization, they applied for verification, and upon receiving of the self-declaration application, a verification team was sent. It was an independent verification team which was not affiliated with our department. So they went on to the field, and then they scanned the jurisdiction for any unneutered dogs for at least 14 days. So once the verification team didn't find any dogs, so this particular jurisdiction or district or municipality was declared free of free roaming dog. And All in all, uh, once all the 20 administrative district and 4 municipalities declared, we have sterilized 61,680 dogs, and we have vaccinated 61,331 dogs. And in total, we have microchipped and registered 32,544 dogs. So to achieve our aim of eliminating dog-mediated human rabies, we carried out intensive mass dog vaccination in the rabies high-risk zone of the Bhutan of the country. So the red marked area on the map is the current high-risk areas, and along with this mass dog vaccination, the livestock officials also carried out advocacy campaign on rabies. So one problem that we foresaw from this initiative was the drastic decline of native dog population. So to ensure that we can have a dog that is unique to Bhutan, we collected several dogs and then we put it in a shelter. A Chunky Conservation Center was established. We are currently there around 70 of them. So these dogs are left unneutered, and should there be any requirement of dogs that are native to Bhutan, we can breed and then distribute from this center. And additionally, to manage aggressive dogs, we have also constructed 2 shelters, one in the capital city and one in Paro. So we house these dogs there. The aggressive dogs are caught and then they are housed there. So a total of 280 million Multrum was spent on this program. That amounts to around 3.3 million USD, and a large chunk of this went into procurement of medicine and equipment, and of course in providing the logistic to the field team. In total, we engaged around 2,000 personnels, and large chunk of it was contributed from Desung volunteers, followed by technical team and then non-technical team. Given its success, the NATPM and RCP was mentioned as one of the successful program in His Majesty the King's social media handle during the Royal Highland Festival 2023. After all this, something that began well should end well. So on 27th of October 2023, the program saw its closing, and coincidentally, the then Prime Minister Dr. Lotte, who also launched the program, graced our closing ceremony. And during the closing, we handed out the exit strategy. So this exit strategy outlined that the ownership change from the centrally implemented program to the locally implemented program. So the local government undertook the responsibility of sustaining this achievement, as well as this strategy also outlined different roles of different stakeholders in ensuring that this effort is not undone. So as we embark on the new journey and as we embark on sustaining our achievement, we definitely feel the risk of repopulation, and this can happen through irresponsible pet ownership within the country, as well as we share contiguous land border with our neighboring countries. Repopulation can also happen through the cross-border movement of dogs. So we strive to sustain this achievement by putting in stronger regulation, especially on the aspect of pet management, as well as we are being very vigilant in managing the dogs that are coming across the border. So what we look forward to is achieving our objective of making the streets free of free-roaming dog population, as well as achieving the global goal of eliminating dog-mediated human rabies by 2030. So we acknowledge all our supporters, as well as the WOA and the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to present our work in this forum. Thank you very much.